Bylaw amendments, presented by Local 1688 Executive Board. Why are we updating our bylaw? 1. Our outdated local bylaw is not compatible with the Unifor Constitution. It does not clearly address our rules, regulations, policies, and some important issues and interests for our members. The current bylaw still refers to articles in the CAW Constitution. 2. Regarding the financial situation of our union, as the size of our members decreases, this affects the monthly collected dues. We believe that we are not in a position to raise the current union dues. Therefore, other venues must be achieved to save money. 3. To unite the relationship between the Local 1688 union as a governing body and the existing units within its jurisdiction. Article 2. Objects and Purpose. Old. B. To establish through collective bargaining adequate wage standards, better hours of work, and improvements in the conditions of economics of employment for workers in the industry. New. To establish through collective bargaining better work conditions and to improve the economic welfare of employment for workers in the industry. Old. E. To organize the unorganized within the jurisdiction of the union. New. E. To encourage the unorganized workers of the industry within the jurisdiction of Local 1688 to join the union. New. F. To effectively work towards resolving conflicts of interest among members of this union. Article 5. Membership. Old. C. Violation or abuse of these rights and privileges of membership or engaging in conduct prohibited by this section shall be considered conduct unbecoming a union member. New. C. Violation or abuse of these rights and privileges of membership or engaging in conduct prohibited by this section may be grounds for the commencement of a charge against a member pursuant to Article 18 of the National Union Constitution. Article 6. Membership Meeting. Update. G. The regular order of business shall be as follows. 1. Call to order. 2. Reading of agenda of meeting. 3. Minutes of previous general membership meeting. 4. Secretary-Treasurer report. 5. Correspondence. 6. Reports of officers and committees and delegates. 7. Unfinished business. 8. New business. 9. Adjournment. Article 8. Local Union Officers. Old. A. The local union officers, presidents, vice presidents, financial secretary, recording secretary, 3 trustees, sergeant-at-arms, and guide. New. A. The local union officers, presidents, vice presidents, secretary-treasurer, and 3 trustees. Article 9. Executive Board. Old. A. The Executive Board consists of the President, Vice Presidents, Financial Secretary, Recording Secretary, the 3 trustees, Sergeant-at-Arms, the Guide, and the Chairperson of each unit. New. A. The Executive Board consists of the President, Vice President, Secretary-Treasurer, the 3 trustees, and the Chairperson of each unit. Old. C. A simple majority of the local union executive board shall constitute a quorum at all executive board meetings. New. C. The local executive board shall convene at least once every 2 months. A simple majority of the local union executive board shall constitute a quorum at all executive board meetings. Old. D. Minutes will be taken of all executive board meetings by the recording secretary and shall be available to the membership. New. D. Minutes will be taken of all executive board meetings by secretary-treasurer or whoever the president assigns to and shall be available to the membership. Article 10. Units. Old. A. The local union shall consist of units which fall within the jurisdiction of the local in the province of Ontario. New. A. The local union shall consist of units which fall within the jurisdiction of the local in the province of Ontario. Each unit is responsible to their members and to the local union for its actions, where the local union is the governing body. Old. B. After a collective agreement has been negotiated, the unit is responsible for the processing of grievances in accordance with the collective agreement. The unit is responsible to the local union for its actions, and the local union is the governing body. New. B.1. The unit is responsible for the processing of its grievances in accordance with the collective agreement after a collective agreement has been negotiated. 2. Every unit shall convene at least once every 2 months. 3. Every chairman of each unit is responsible to submit a report at every regular meeting of the local executive board regarding the affairs of their units, including the grievances, minutes of units meetings, and the attendance thereof. 4. Except for processing grievances or procedures of disciplinary measures, units and their representatives cannot have any meetings with the company or its representatives without complying with the following rules. 1. For daily units issues, elected units representatives shall not meet with the employer individually. 2. For policy and global business issues, elected units representatives shall request the attendance of the president of the local or a member of the local executive board assigned by the president to attend such meeting. 5. Failure to comply with the above-mentioned rules in B1, 2, 3, and 4 governing the work of units without a valid and legitimate excuse is subject to disciplinary measures to be taken by the local executive board in accordance to the national constitution and will result in the following. A. For the first offense, a written warning. B. For the second offense, a suspension of the salary for 1 month. C. For the third offense, an automatic removal of that member from his position in the union. 6. Removal from office under these regulations shall render the offender ineligible to run for any elective position for the remainder of the term of office from which they were so removed. Old. E. Unit officers shall be elected for a term of 3 years within the same time frame as the local union executive board by a plurality vote of the members in their respective units who are in good standing. New. E. Unit officers shall be elected for a term of 3 years by a plurality vote of the members in their respective units who are in good standing. Old. F. A vote on the questions of recalling a unit chairperson or steward may be initiated by a petition setting forth the specific reason why the recall is sought and signed by at least 25% of the current members working under the jurisdiction of the unit chairperson or steward. A 2/3 vote of those members present and voting is necessary to recall, and 25% of the current members working under the jurisdiction of the unit chairperson or steward must be present at the recall meeting to establish a quorum. New. F. Recalling a union officer in the units, according to Unifor1688 Article 15, B, 10, 11, and 12. 1. Any unit chairperson or other elected member of the unit may be recalled by the members for failing to perform the duties of their office, such as complying with the rules that set forth in the local bylaw and Unifor Constitution. A recall may be initiated by a petition setting forth the specific reason why the recall is sought, and signed by at least 25% of the current members working under the jurisdiction of that unit. 2. A. Upon receiving the recalling petition, and after proper examination and investigation of the reasons, the local executive board shall convene, in a timely manner, to decide on calling a special recall meeting. Failure of the local executive board to hold its duty in discussing the petition is considered a failure of the members to perform the duties of their office. B. If it is decided that the petition to recall any unit member meets the above-mentioned requirements, the local union shall call a special meeting for the members of the unit in which the petition is initiated, with a minimum of 7 days' notice for the sole purpose of addressing the specific complaints identified in the petition. 3. To establish a quorum for the recall meeting, 50% of the current members working under the jurisdiction of the unit must be present at the recall meeting. 4. A 2/3 majority vote of those present shall be required to recall an elected officer of the unit. Old. G. In the event the office of the unit chairperson becomes vacant, the unit vice chair shall assume that office for the balance of the term. In the event of the other offices becoming vacant, an election to fill the vacancy shall be held within 60 days. New. 1. Each unit shall be comprised of a unit chairperson, vice chairman, and a secretary, and shall have enough stewards in accordance to the structure specified in Appendix A of this bylaw. 2. In the event the office of the unit chairperson becomes vacant, the unit vice chair shall assume that office for the balance of the term. 3. In the event of any other office becoming vacant, an election to fill the vacancy shall be held within 60 days. Appendix A. Blue line units: chairman, vice, secretary, member-at-large, and 4 shop stewards. Capital units: chairman, vice, secretary, and 2 shop stewards. Westway units: chairman, vice, and secretary. Article 12. Attendance rules. Old. C. Failure to comply with the above regulations without valid and legitimate excuse will result in the following. For the first offense of 2 out of 3 consecutive meetings missed, automatic removal of that member from their local union position. New. C. Failure to comply with the above-mentioned rules without a valid and legitimate excuse is subject to disciplinary measures to be taken by the local executive board in accordance to the national constitution and will result in the following. 1. For the first offense, a written warning. 2. For the second offense, a suspension of the salary for 1 month. 3. For the third offense, an automatic removal of that member from his position in the union and shall not be permitted to run for any elective position for the balance of the term of office from which he was removed. Article 13. Committees. Old. A. In accordance with Article 41 of our National Constitution, the following shall be the standing committees of the local union: Constitution and Bylaws, Education, Environment, Recreation, Community Service, Communications, Human Rights, Union and Politics, Women's Committees. New. A. 1. In accordance with Article 15d of the National Constitution, the local union shall have the following standing committees: Constitution and Bylaws, Education, Communications, Human Rights, Union and Politics, Women's Committees. 2. Pursuant to Article 15d of the National Constitution, the local union shall always have a marketing standing committee striving for reducing the cost of operations for the members. Old. D. Each standing committee shall meet at least once each month unless directed otherwise by the executive board or membership. New. D. Each standing committee shall meet at least once every 3 months unless directed otherwise by the executive board or membership. Old. H. Negotiation committee shall be elected by the members of the units before any negotiation processes start. New. H. Negotiation committees. 1. Each unit shall have a negotiation committee comprised of the unit's chairman and 4 members elected directly by the members of the unit before starting of negotiation process. 2. The unit chairman shall become the chairman of the negotiating committee. The vice chairman and a secretary for the committee shall be elected out of the 4 remaining members. 3. In the event any position in the negotiating committee becomes vacant, the position shall be substituted from the list of candidates at the time of elections by the member receiving the second highest number of votes. Article 14. Elections and Election Committee. Old. C. 5. All elected positions in the local union executive officers will be decided by majority vote, and unit officers will be decided by plurality vote unless specified otherwise in the Unifor Guide for local union elections. New. C. 5. All elected positions in the local union executive officers and unit officers will be decided by plurality vote unless specified otherwise in the Unifor Guide for local union elections. Old. C. 16. Drivers that are eligible for any voting within Local 1688 are those who have paid at least the last 3 months of union dues before any election date, except those who are coming fresh from the Algonquin College. New. C16. Members that are eligible for any voting within Local 1688 are those who have paid at least the last 3 months of union dues before any election date. Article 17. Charges and Appeals. Old. Article 24 of the National Constitution provided that any member of this local union feeling himself/herself aggrieved by some actions of the local union or one of its representatives must initiate his or her complaint or appeal from that action within the appropriate time limits set out in our national Constitution. New. All charges and appeals are to be proceeded in accordance to Article 18 of the National Constitution.